Oh.
Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This video is brought to you by First Detachment Nutrition. Battle tested, expert formulated. Use discount code AB10 at checkout for 10% off. All right, bros, what's up? Another week in the books.
What's going on?
What's up? World's only evidence-based cannabis educator.
Cannabis
Is that
educator.
an Eagle Fang karate shirt? I've got one of those.
You got one?
That's awesome.
You know how to fight like an eagle?
Dude, that is the fucking funniest. It's like eagles don't have fangs, sir. Shut the fuck up. Johnny Lawrence.
Wait,
that show is me to the letter. I was like, if someone went, I was like, oh my god, that's like Sterling Archer, Johnny Lawrence, and Rick from Rick and Morty. Those three things combined. That's my person.
What is the shirt again? I totally missed this one.
It's a Cobra Kai shirt.
Oh, Cobra Kai shirt. I don't.
But it's not Cobra Kai. It's the new and improved Cobra Kai. It's Eagle Fang.
From the
Eagle Fang. Right. I really liked the first season, but I couldn't get the second one. Was kind of like over the top, and then I didn't even watch.
Oh yeah, it gets more over the top. It's every episode.
That's correct. Yeah,
it's like those kids fighting in the school. I was like, okay, what is going on?
I love that it's like a parallel universe where like children solve their problems with karate in the high schools.
They all do karate.
Of course you do. That's like, and there's rival gangs.
The first season, I thought that was hilarious. Though. That was really good.
What's up, Chris?
Welcome to the madness, Chris. You sure you can handle this?
What's
Sorry, I took on here.
No problem, man. We just wing this. This is everything on here is just totally pulled out of our butts, and we just sit here and shoot the shit, man.
I literally just got doing on my own, my massage therapist, and we just same thing. We pick a topic or so, and we just end up going in a million directions.
It's just we just wing it. You're a little bit choppy, man. I don't know if you're having internet issues there or not. So. Guys, I don't know if you saw it or not this week. There was Jay Cutler had a Jay talk up with or I guess he has the interviews or whatever, but he had Milos Sarchev on there, and Milos was making him feel so uncomfortable. It was hilarious. Like Milos was like asking him about Anadrol. He's like, Jay, didn't you used to take 4 Anadrol a day? And Jay's like, yeah, one time.
They got into HGH talk too, didn't they?
Yeah, they got into the whole HGH talk.
I didn't listen to it, but I heard
they were talking about carb cycling and contest prep, but you could just see how uncomfortable Jay was when
Jay was like, "Damn it!"
All the best stories get told when Jay starts to get uncomfortable, though.
Yeah, that is true. I like his poop the pants story. That's
legendary.
I think that was on Mark Bell, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but Mark Bell was like, Jay, you got to tell your poop your pants story, and Jay was just like really uncomfortable.
He's like, "Come on, man, my mom's gonna listen to this show."
Like my mom's listening to this. It's like I can't talk about this.
I didn't know Jay was on Mark's podcast.
It was a while ago. I think it was Mark's. I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't, but I remember Jay telling the story about eating too much Ezekiel bread and squatting and how it didn't work out.
Yeah. No, Mark, they do poop stories. I think that's their thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did that there.
It's my universal deal.
That's the one thing I won't talk about.
Jay was talking about he had his brand new Mercedes and he had to drive home with a pants full of poop from too much Ezekiel bread.
Yeah.
No.
Ezekiel bread can be dangerous, man.
It's not good when you binge on it. If it's
no. There's a limit to how much Ezekiel bread you can eat in a day. It is crazy, but yeah, the part where he was that Milos was talking about the Anadrol, Jay, you could just see Jay was like really uncomfortable. Yeah, Milos was talking about Milos has no filter.
Yeah, it's interesting. Jay's not willing to talk about it, but I can understand where he's coming from, like why he wouldn't.
I mean, I've heard him talk about it before. Like he kind of talked about it. Like he said like he didn't do a whole lot of like he didn't get crazy. Like he just pretty much ran EQ and test in the off season. I don't know how much I believe what he said, but I was laughing like he was talking about how they would take he would take 8 full weeks off, and I'm like it takes like months for EQ to clear your system, so you weren't even off, man.
Right.
Like
that's kind of like standard protocol.
You don't get it's out of your system. Like, oh, I'm not on that anymore.
I'm off it.
Yeah, these old guys.
It's in your system.
Yeah, these old guys with the come off for 8 weeks. I'm cleaned out, and I'm like, no, you're not. You might as well just blast and cruise at that point. I don't know. I don't understand that logic, but it's some old bro sciencey stuff. But that made me laugh. That was pretty funny. Milos was showing Regan Grimes. Man, I feel like he's the champion of the off season. Like he always looks great in the off season, and then it never shows up on stage.
I just wrote you about that. I just wrote you about that too. I love his look. I love fullness always. And in off season, he always looks amazing. And just watching what he's done, I think the stupidest thing he did was retreat back and do classic and drop himself down. But he just rebounds so fast in the off season. He looks so good, and then he gets on stage next to anybody else, and there's 20 competitors out of the water.
Yeah, I don't know what happens to him. It just seems like he never can pull it together on stage for some reason.
And his muscle bellies are so pretty. Like, it just looks good. I've always loved his look. And the guy just doesn't think he put it all together.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I you hear the stories that he likes to party. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, hell, if I was 20 some years old and looked like that, I know what I would be doing. I'd be acting like a complete asshole. I mean, I was.
Dude, guy's got millions of followers. He's a huge influence outside of bodybuilding and probably making much more money than all of us here. So it's like it's hard to do that when you're not hungry for it. Like as a bodybuilder coming up here, like hungry to win, you're hungry to get recognition. But he's got all the recognition he needs. He has probably all the accolades and actual realistic teamable endeavors that he needs. It's probably pretty hard to be like, I'll fucking go through a prep and kill myself for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, his like business side of things is so set. Like, I mean, his huge following is.
Yeah, there he is. That was 2 days ago.
Yeah,
it's just out of place to be like, well, I'm good. Like, I don't need to do this.
Chase, you think he's running 18 units of GH?
Man, I don't even know anymore.
It's a safer use model.
Yeah, he's definitely on the safer use model.
Yeah, probably not the safer use model, but probably leaning more my direction.
I mean, yeah, he looks ridiculous right now, man.
He's full as fuck.
Yeah.
He does. He looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love his. Hopefully he gets it together. It reminds me. I think of the story. I heard Kevin Levrone, a paraphrase, say it one time, but somebody was talking about. Somebody had him on an interview and made the smart ass thing. Is like, if you had worked as hard as Dorian Yates, you would have won Mr. Olympia. What do you think about that now? And he goes, I think Dorian had way less fun than I did.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Kevin was crazy. He would literally not work out for like 6 months out of the year, and then just like he's a local guy here. People would see him around. He just looked like a regular dude, and then he'd turn into an Olympian in like 4 months. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what that cycle looks like to just fill everything back out and blow the fuck up like that. Because I mean, he was like a super responder or something, man. I don't know. I've never seen anybody be able to pull that off like the way he could. Like he literally he would literally just like not work out for like half the year or more. Yeah. Sometimes it was crazy. He was in a band, if I remember right, and he would just go on tour on his band, and he'd go down to like 189, 190 pounds, something like that. And it was nuts. Like how he would I'll see if I can find a picture of it, but it was he would get like skinny fat. That was the yeah.
That was the
yeah.
That was the fun
Well,
thing.
even like when he did his comeback though was pretty crazy. Like he was like, relatively average looking. He showed up looking like not his old self, of course, but fucking crazy looking. Like damn, for however old he was when he did that, I can't remember, but it was very impressive still.
Yeah, here's a picture. Let me see if I can.
What's up, Jackie? Haven't seen her in a while.
I don't know if you can. It's kind of small,
Yeah.
but this is
Yeah,
where.
yeah.
Kevin Levrone? No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one.
Funny.
It's nuts, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean
Very-
Go back to
very
the headband
Google
one where he looks like
He just deflates and then everything
like
just
from-
fills back up.
it looks like the older brother from Goonies right there. What was his name? Josh Brolin?
I mean, it
Yeah.
was it was nuts, man. Like the shit he would do.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
like,
it's like you can
into it.
see that it's in there, but it's just like
Right.
Well, that's actually now I feel bad. That's what I look like now.
it's
I'm
mean,
Kevin Levrone as before.
like once he gets on everything, the nitrogen retention and glycogen just goes through the roof. And
Yeah.
The world's smallest pro bodybuilder.
You are, Todd?
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I'm the world's smallest. I'm the
World's smallest
world's
IFBB
smallest
pro.
Yeah, the world's smallest IFBB pro.
So
Speaking
about
of not small, so Chris, what class were you? I know you're bodybuilding, but were you light heavy or heavyweight?
I did light heavyweights at Masters in
Okay.
Pittsburgh last week.
What'd
Awesome.
you
yeah,
weigh
you
in at?
you look great, man.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, you were shredded. Your quads were fucking dry. Like they didn't even look human.
It's conditioning, man. Like it's old school mindset. It's shut up and get done. None of this foo shit that bodybuilding's turning into, man. I've been doing this a long time. I own my own gym. I've owned my own gym for going on 11 years here. I live in Wisconsin, and
Okay.
I've been doing this for a long time. But I would always do a bunch of shows. I loved it because I love the process. I love prep. I'm that still guy. I love structures, loves the prep. So I've been doing this since I was 18 years old, and I'm 37 now. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just actually do a couple shows. And financially, I was a little bit in a better position with my gym where I could put forth a little bit more effort into just actually honing in and doing it. And so there was a show 2 weeks prior to Masters, so I had to qualify. So I was like, I'm going to go do that in Milwaukee. I went and did that. I won that. I won the overall there. That punched my ticket to Nationals. And so that company that I did the show with paid for about and my entry into the Masters. And so then I went there, and I was determined. I was going out there. I was not leaving until I got my pro card. I'm just one of those motherfuckers that just, when something's in my head, I'm getting it done. And
Did
so
you
That's
win
awesome,
in
man.
the over 35 or the over 40 class?
Nice 37.
one more time, sorry.
Oh, okay, I got you. So you won the over 35 light heavy.
Yeah, I won the over 35, and then we were all for the overall. It was the top four got their pro cards, and I got third.
Okay, got you. Okay, cool.
Yes. So I came in. I weighed in my lowest at that. I weighed in at 190 was what I weighed in at, and then I didn't do a crazy carb up. You don't need to do a crazy carb up if you condition. And I'm that guy that's conditioned for sure. Like I'll be 230. I got to 240 in an off season. I'll never do that again for where I was at. I'm 5'6" on a good day, so
shit.
I gave me lethargic, so that took a toll for sure. Just walking outside trying to play with my daughter, just winded and you just can't move. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And so, but when that switch goes on, it's conditioning. Like I know I will sacrifice the muscle tissue I need to be conditioned, because conditioning wins shows. I will always say that. I'm a huge believer in that. Like if you have the lean mass to sacrifice 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds if you need to for conditioning is going to win every time. And so I wanted to make sure I came in with striated glutes. That's number one for me.
You did have them. They were striated.
No,
So,
I appreciate that, man.
It wasn't like bullshit striated either. It wasn't like some of the guys at the Olympia last year. They had like bullshit striations, where they just have huge ass glute muscles, and through the fat you can see some striations. Yours were like symmetrical and from top to bottom and from out to in, and they were like thick, so they weren't flat. Like they were like full glutes. So you didn't lose. Like sometimes, like there's been shows where if I'm dry, I've got striations, but if I'm full, everything looks better, but my striations go away. You actually had like there was like the one in the hallway. There's a picture of his glutes in the hallway. Where
there's the one where he's doing the side shot below this, right there, the side tricep. That looks.
That's what I'm talking about in the hallway, right below this one.
That looks sick though.
Yeah, that's the chest, the shoulder striations.
Yeah, it's
obliques. What's funny is it actually reminds me of at least my upper body. Like it's because we're almost the same height, almost the same weight, turned pro in the same class at the same year. It's like pretty funny. Yeah, so that's like all the way across from out to in on the upper portion, goes from top to bottom. And I always start with the glutes, and like where I'm like, okay, I look at somebody when I'm judging, like I look at somebody's glutes, and then it's basically of the people with shredded glutes, who then those are the two people that actually matter. Then who's got legs, who's got back, and then if there's people who've got legs and back, then that's when I look at waist size and shit like that. So you're symmetrical too.
Do you think that at nationals conditioning matters more than at a regional level show? Because I've almost seen them again.
Oh yeah, the nationals conditioning matters more than at pro levels.
Yeah, that was the first national show I had actually been to. I've been to a bunch of pro shows, and that's what stood out to me is like how conditioned everybody was. I mean, everybody there was like even I had a guy in the over 60. There was guys in the over 60 with shredded glutes.
Yeah, like, they got 80 plus, 70 and 80 plus up there. I was in awe. You know, I was talking to one of the guys in the back, and I'm like, you've been 37 years old. I've never been 80. Like, you're doing this at 80. Like, I look up to you and go, holy shit, that's awesome. Like, that's incredible to me.
People say to me all the time, like, you really think you're going to be doing this in 10 years? I'm like, there's people who turn pro at 70, and they've been lifting the whole time. If you lift the whole time and you're running test and GH the whole time, then you're going to look as good at 70 as like Silvester Stallone. You know, like he looks better at 70 than most dudes do at 30. So it's like, why the fuck would I ever stop? That doesn't make any sense to me. When is getting older okay?
Yeah. No, I agree. Age is just a number. And just you change your training, you change your mindset. And I asked that to some of those guys in the back. I said, you know, what do you do? You're 70-some years old. What do you? I get up, I stay active, I watch what I eat. It's not rocket science, you know. Just do what you do. Stay active. Get off your ass. Move. You know, I wear one of these watches. I'm not even a watch guy, but I wear to track steps. I know it sounds stupid, but that was one of my things. Is I have a bigger butt. I have a fatter butt. I hold a lot of my body fat in my glutes. I knew I needed to shave them guys down, and I needed striated glutes. So I made it a point to myself that I didn't get to go to bed until I did 20,000 steps every day. Every
20,000 is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And I know it.
There's Sylvester Stallone for you.
And how old is he right now? 70-something?
70. Well, this was 2 years ago. That's 76.
Well, oh my God. Like, seriously, like that's just, I look like that now. And with the amount of shit that I'm running, he's probably only running 250. Like, fuck. Like, could you imagine being at any age looking that good, let alone at 74? Like, Al Pacino just had a kid and he's 85. I bet, like seriously though, if you're think about this, if you are rich and famous and look like that, you could in theory have 50 kids by the time you could be Genghis Khan of the 21st century.
Swimmers moving, you're good.
Well, with that much money, you could probably have them like reactivated with necromancy. I mean, there's got to be a way to make your sperm move, even if they're like it can't not work. If they can turn lead into gold with the CERN particle accelerator, then they can basically get the girl pregnant.
Al Pacino has no business making anyone pregnant. He looks like he came off of fucking Fraggle Rock.
What is that? Yeah, I always.
Dude, I think she was. he didn't think that it was his kid, so he had like the paternity test done, and then it made her mad. And so it's like, wow, way to fuck up that relationship. But I mean, seriously, think about it. Like, if you were 85, would you believe some 28-year-old girl and she's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant"? It's like, that sucks. It's
And
like,
it's yours.
Your kid. It's like, the fuck it is. Get out of here.
So now she's pissed off because she thinks he doesn't trust her.
Well, it's. I mean, like, I don't. It's
Here's
not
another
really.
one.
It's not
Here's
all
another
about
one
her.
for you if Silvester still on.
That's 74. I mean,
Crazy,
seriously,
man.
that's fucking.
Yeah,
nuts.
He's 76 now. This was 2 years ago.
See,
But
that's my
seriously,
goal. That's my goal.
Yeah,
to
that's
look
nuts.
better
that looks
as you age.
incredible. That
Yep.
looks incredible. That's bigger than he was when he did Rocky 4.
Yeah.
He looks better now than when he was 30 years
Like
ago.
he has lower body fat now at 74.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
magic of growth hormone. You think he's doing 18 units, Chase?
No,
I don't think so.
18 units of Serostim.
it's my
So, speaking of
22
that,
rule.
Speaking of that, I'm doing. I'm going to be switching to Genotropin for 18 a day to see if there's a difference, between 18 Serostim versus 18 Genotropin. So
Should be cheaper.
we'll see what I've got. So many people that are like bothering me about Serostim. I'm like, just use Genotropin instead. It's okay. And then so I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to do a month of Genotropin. We'll see.
And then
See the
everybody
difference,
will
see what
buy the
happens.
Genotropin, and the price of the Serostim will go down.
Yeah.
What you could do is just get a sponsorship, like get a hold of Pfizer or whatever shit they do. And what do you call it? Just
Listen,
say that you're
guys.
using Pfizer brand, and then just fucking use some whatever and talk shit about a brand, and then the brand that you talk shit about is the one the price goes down, and then that's when you buy it all. Then you start talking about how great it is to drive it because the price is up.
That's kind of what I've been doing with Primo and Masteron is talking shit on Primo. Go to Masteron, it's the best.
You're like Bobby Axelrod from Billions. You're shorting the companies. You're just like, well, I'm going to run Turkey out of business. Primo's shit. And it's like,
All marketing.
Have you seen the retail prices on Serostim?
no.
Yeah.
Let me show you this. Let me show you.
I know
this.
for
insane.
me to prescribe Genotropin,
Insane.
it's like $3,000 a month for a patient. I'm like, well, it looks like you're using peptides.
That is one kit.
20,000. Yeah.
What?
Is that a kit or is that a month? Like 4 boxes?
4 cartons. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
4. So that's 4 boxes. They're 5,000 a piece. That's what the coupon. It's 30.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
you get 35% off.
What? Walmart brand Serostim is $20,000.
20 grand.
That is fucking hysterical.
It's cheaper at Giant. I wonder if you have your Giant discount card if you get an extra couple percent off.
It's only $2,000 cheaper. I mean, come on. I won't even fill up my Maserati. And it's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck pays these prices? Oh, Target. You can send your wife to get it.
Oh man.
Well, why are you going to the strip club? You could just go to Target, take a puppy or something like that. And go to
Choose
Target.
your pharmacy.
I mean, isn't that nuts?
That's 21,000 at Costco. Jeez.
Wow.
Why is it more money at Costco? Because you get 8 months supply. It's just like you just. What the fuck?
Yeah, 21,000 at Costco.
What the fuck?
I had no idea it was this crazy.
So, like, seriously, you could fly. Oh, what country do they make it in? Where is Serostim actually manufactured?
US,
It's in
right?
the US, yeah. It's
wow.
US.
Who makes it? AstraZeneca?
Is it Merck or Serrano?
You're the one who owns
Serrano.
it.
It's Serrano.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's called Serostim. I was like, Sero just means blood. What the fuck is the point of calling it stimulated blood? Now I get it. It's Serrano brand stim. I got you. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. There you go.
So, you have to be independently wealthy to buy Serostim.
Wait, that's only 6. Oh yeah, 6 milligrams. Yeah, that's
For 4 cartons.
4 cartons.
Oh my god, that is insane.
So when
You don't feel so bad about that generic Chinese, do you?
Yeah.
I literally, for the same amount, I would spend maybe
You could have your life's worth of Chinese.
$500 a month for that. What?
You could have a life's worth of generics with that for fuck's sakes. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just went up to 10. Next week, I'm going up to 12.
Really?
My Metastroke. I know everybody's way ahead of me on this whole fucking.
I stopped. I'm on a cruise that I just stopped using growth hormone because it's honestly like it was making me so tired, and my fingers, like I couldn't fucking grab weights. It hurt so bad.
I'm fine. The 10 doesn't feel like shit. I can handle 10. I've never went over 8, and 10 doesn't bother me. It was always financial. Yeah. What happened to Chris? Did his connection just shit out?
Paul, you're muted.
Paul's talking so much.
Oh, sorry, my dog was making noise. Either we scared Chris away or his internet dropped. I don't know.
I think his internet dropped. Chris, if you're watching, fuck your computer, use your phone, turn off your Wi-Fi, and then log on with your phone. And it'll work. Because I got a buddy whose apartment's Wi-Fi sucks ass, and he's the dungeon master. So it's like when we're playing online, and then the DM, you can't tell what he's saying. It's a fucking nightmare.
Well, you can't have your DM with a bad internet connection.
No, it's like God can't communicate with the earth enough to keep it. It's like shit is gonna go really bad. We're just gonna spin. We're gonna stop spinning and just float off into space pretty soon. Here, God, you better spin this planet. It's just like,
oh man.
When Minnesota was, I don't know if you guys remember, like 2 years ago when Minnesota was under riot. I was doing private security for a hospital.
I remember? You're like, yes, I remember.
I was doing private security, armed security for a hospital. And basically there was like a mob of people with like Molotov cocktails and the whole nine trying to get into the hospital to get to the pharmacy. And I was so perplexed at why people were doing that, like why they so aggressively wanted to get into the pharmacy. That makes sense now.
Now you know why.
Yeah, because it's for Serostim. It's not for Vicodin and Oxycontin. It's for Serostim.
It'd be for Serostim at this point. So,
dude, how excited would you be to be like a video game and shoot the Molotov cocktail and then have it explode flaming liquid all over them and they're all burning? And then they're like, it's like. And you got to say like the one-liner is like non-violent. Pow! I'd be so excited. People would be like, "You're such a psychopath." Those are people. It's like, when would you have the opportunity to do that? I'll deal with the guilt later. I'm gonna have too much fun blowing somebody up.
Todd, I wish I had your brain, man. I fucking love you.
What did you say, Colton? He was the insane professor you had in college?
Yeah, exactly. The teacher I always needed.
The teacher you always needed. But yeah, those Serostim prices are ridiculous. I remember I was having some prostate issues a while back, and my doctor prescribed me Cialis. This was like 8-9 years ago before it became generic. And I went to the pharmacy and it was like $500, and I'm like, for what? And it was like $100 a pill. It was like 5 pills.
What? For what?
Cialis.
What?
That's insane.
Yeah.
I just got 100.
I get a whole big bottle full of the liquid for like $10 practically. Like, hold on. Do I still have it? Hold on. Anyway, I've got a giant jug of Letrozole that's this big. It's like 2 gallons of Letrozole. It was like $100. Why? Like, all I got to do is just screw off the top, stick in like a
just sniff it, and then you're.
I can fill up a bunch of vials, and it's like there will be no estrogen on the planet. I can crop dust where they make corn, so where they get the high fructose corn syrup, and then all the fat people would be eating, and all their man titties would just reduce as they drank their sugar pop. My Letrozole corn, Letricorn.
Just get a crop dusting drone and fly it over.
I call it Letricorn, and it just shrinks titty size when people eat it. And you own a breast implant company, so it's like the Bill Gates effect. It's like, first I'll poison them, then I'll sell them the antidote.
Todd, you are a walking anti-estrogen.
Are you saying I dry girls out just talking to them? That can happen.
You can draw whatever conclusions you want from that.
I open my mouth and
good.
Oh man, I don't know what happened to Chris. I guess we'll just keep moving on. Do we want to take a couple questions? He's
I thought you
missing
were going
all
to say we
the
were going
ones.
to take a commercial break. It was like brought to you by Pfizer.
Brought
Are
to you
you
by
cutting
Fang.
again?
What?
Are you cutting again? You in prep again or what?
Who are you talking to?
You.
No.
Oh, you just seem so excited. I don't know if it's like the cleanse. Maybe there's some ephedrine in there.
I didn't sleep at all. I'm slap happy as fuck. I was like, oh, I've got to go to bed on time. And so I went to bed on time. And then I just could not sleep. And then now I've been up for like 36 hours.
I stayed up way too late too, man. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I got sucked into that show Yellow Jackets.
Really? I heard that was awful, but it was from Fuad, so I don't know if that's valid.
It is weird, man. It's creepy as fuck. I don't know. I just kept
I like
watching
creepy as fuck. That's creepy as fuck's my middle name. Yeah, I was actually watching Andor. Like, okay, you know, the first 2 episodes of Andor sucked ass because there's little kids in a forest. It's like, I don't give a fuck about these kids in their forest.
Andor's good, man.
And then it got really good. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is as good as Solo. And people were like, Solo is like the best Star Wars movie in the past 30 years. 40 years almost.
I have to disagree with you on Solo. I thought it was a turd, but
I was expecting it to be a turd, so I didn't watch it.
It's so good. It's good if you like heists, like gritty crime dramas set in the Star Wars universe.
Well,
it's
Andor
not
was
good if
Andor is made by the same guy who did the Bourne series.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because Andor feels like a real Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
yeah. It was so good. All right, stop prep 8 weeks early. Divorce is expensive. Bulking now. Do I finish my cycle and add food, or just TRT add food? What?
I would say you keep cutting, get leaner, so you can rebound from a more proficient place, and then have a greater proclivity to put on lean mass because your P ratio is more better.
Oh, I was going to say that if you're divorcing, you should try to look your best.
So get lean.
I mean, I got in the best shape of my life in divorce.
Yeah.
That's what motivated me to get back into bodybuilding.
Yeah, well, he says stopping prep 8 weeks early. Divorce is expensive. Like you're stopping the prep because you can't.
You shouldn't
afford. Like,
yeah, that's what
afford,
like food's gonna be more expensive than the prep. Like if you're bulking.
Yeah,
and then you don't use tren when you're bulking. Otherwise, your metabolism is going to go up. You're going to eat more food, which is going to cost more money. Tren's the worst thing to use when you're trying to grow. I would.
Well, so it looks like what he's saying is he doesn't want to continue his cutting cycle because divorce is expensive. So he either wants.
Cycle.
Yeah,
I just say finish my cycle.
I don't understand the.
I think Kolton hit the nail. He
just wants everybody to know he's getting divorced. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
He's like, "Hey, ladies, I'm available."
Sorry, Brandon,
that's awful.
Leverage this into a superpower. That's what Colin and I did. You're right, Kolton. The cost of the food on the bulk is going to offset anything that. I mean, that's a cheap cycle. I mean, how much does Masteron?
Yeah, it's a couple bucks.
It was just fees for the show.
Oh,
can't afford since paying lawyer.
Yeah,
what fees for the show?
I still say keep going through the cut and just give it.
I would just finish.
Just finish up the cut and get the rebound. You definitely want to get the rebound is the most important part, I think. In some local show,
for sure.
Speaking of prep, I'm supposed to be starting. I'm 16 weeks out today.
Oh shit!
Exciting.
Although Justin says he doesn't think I need 16 weeks. We'll see.
I would take it.
Oh my gosh, how does he do those short preps? I don't even
know. I've never seen those go right.
Like, I would rather be ready early.
Out of the 7 people I talked to in 2021, 0 of them were on point because they did those 12-week preps. I'm a firm believer that a 16-week minimum.
Yeah. Like
I mean, I'm always ready early. I mean, 16 weeks is plenty for me. But.
A 3-month prep just seems so small, but I don't know.
I've been having trouble hanging on to my weight since I upped my GH, and it's Chase's fault.
Fucking Chase.
I had to pull my doses back down because it was just burning like the test and the Masteron, or test and not Masteron, but Primo, because I was just like burning through everything. I couldn't keep up.
Now you can just turn up your doses and not lower your food, and you'll recomp into the show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a plan. I'm running 1,000 tests and 800 Primo right now is where I'm at.
Right, and you're running how much GH? 12?
10, I'm doing 10 units. Well, 9.5. 5 units of generic and 4.5 of the Serostim is what I'm running.
Yeah, but if you turn the mast up and then you started creeping up to 1200 mast, then you'd flip your estrogen and you'd still burn off more.
Probably.
Because your metabolism would go up and you wouldn't have to adjust your food that much. So your training performance wouldn't go down and you might actually grow into the show, especially if it's a mild deficit, like a 500 deficit.
Were you on cruise before this fall?
No.
Well, he was on cruise. He was on the Motley cruise, right? The Motley cruise, like where he was like, I was on cruise for 8 weeks. I was like, what kind of cruise was it? Was it a Motley cruise? And then like I decided to change it to Motley Cruise. You don't remember that episode? Okay,
no.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get a proper off season in this year, so like I was on cruise for about 4 months. I was just running 125 milligrams of test, so I'm just like, fuck it. My blood work looks good. I'm just going to go right into the show prep. I mean, I've just been running test and primo. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's stupid.
Nah, it's good.
I don't think so.
What else would you need?
Just keep that. Well, I mean, not the cruise before going into prep. I usually do, but I'm not this time. So I've only been on blast since April, so into middle of April. So it's only like 3 months.
Yeah, so you're going to be on for like 7 months. That's not a big deal.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, there's guys that never come
cautious. Off. Well, because they're using 100 milligrams of Anadrol. The pros are like, oh well, I don't want to be on gear for that long because it's not healthy. It's like it's your choices.
Yeah, it's the compounds and.
I mean, test primo and GH. That's pretty healthy. Like
I'll show you. I was a little disappointed because I ended up my off season at the exact same weight that I was last year. But then I'll show you the end of off season last year versus this year. But my body composition's a lot.
You put the picture better up, right? I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know that the audience did, but
oh yeah, your delts had improved, I think.
I don't know. I couldn't really train shoulders hard. That was the end of last year. This is the end of this year. Exact same weight.
I think your delts look better. Your core looks better. Your lats look big. Lats look a lot bigger. Your legs to me look about the same.
They're bigger.
Your triceps on the side shot were bigger. I noticed that. But yeah, here you go.
Oh yeah.
I even have the same underwear on. Somebody pointed that out. It's because I only buy one brand of underwear.
Was it a guy that pointed out that you have the same underwear on?
And he also pointed out that they're inside out, which is true too.
Man, that attention to detail.
He's really looking at your ass.
That's really
your lats make you look like a different person from behind.
Definitely the triceps are bigger.
Your adductors are bigger. Your hamstrings are bigger. Your quads look bigger from behind. But your triceps look bigger. But definitely your lats. And your middle back.
I really couldn't train chest or shoulders that much because of my fucked up shoulder. So I don't know. It's funny. We Colin and I we haven't been doing traps because I don't feel like I need to do traps. But I noticed my traps got smaller.
Maybe you're just not tensing them up the same.
Yeah,
I don't know. They definitely get smaller. I haven't.
Well, the light is hitting you different for sure. You've got top down and side lighting from the left on the left picture.
Yeah,
and the light is pretty much muted on the right.
Yeah, because on the right one you can see the shadow there.
Yeah, the shadow's completely different. It's at a
different time of the day.
2:30 on the left, and then the shadow's pointing to 12:30 on the right.
I think this was evening and morning. There's difference in the lighting, but anyway, that's where I'm at. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm like a little tentative about it now after being at Masters Nationals. I was a little intimidated being up there and seeing the competition.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do a national show to learn how to do national shows. Like if you watch the most recent podcast that John Jewett did about the Atlanta Pro, they don't talk about anything other than how he landed the plane for like 40 minutes. Like
Did you
I was 11.4 pounds at this time on this day. And then I estimated I'd be 11.8 pounds after this meal in 2 hours. And I was 11.9, you know, like it's like, that's basically the conversation. And it's like, you know, amount, and then the stuff like I knew that there'd be, if there's 20 people and they're doing a minute and a half routine, that means that it's going to be, what is that, 30 minutes. So that's going to affect how I pump up and how I carb up versus at my show, there is 9 people with 45-second routines. So it's only 6 minutes. And so like that type of calculations. And like, if you get on stage and you're full and there's going to be 5 call outs, you have to squeeze out water so that when you come back up for your comparison for the first and second time, then you're going to be tight. Whereas if there's only going to be 8 people, you want to be on point because the first time you're up there posing, you want to look your best. And if you flatten out, that's okay. You know, like that type of consideration is something you learn by doing the shows, and you're never going to have a lineup that deep at a state level show. You have to go to national shows to have lineups big enough. Plus, because you're going to be doing over 45, over 40, over 35, right? And that's going to be symmetry round.
I'm just doing over 45.
You should do all 3, man, because it gives you practice. You're up there anyway. By the time you're doing over 30, over 40,
I'm going to practice sitting on my butt backstage.
What I mean is you would win completely the 45.
Do you know how much it costs to be in each class?
Oh, yeah, aren't they like 500 each?
$500.
Whoa, each class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It was 175 when I did.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I think it might be 550 each.
Are you sure it's not 550 for the first one and 150 for each additional?
I don't know. When I went to Masters Nationals, it was for all in for me to get a coach's pass and to be able to watch my competitor. It was like $400.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's like they don't even make their money from the audience anymore. It's just like rape the athletes.
That's crazy. So anyway, what I was trying to say was like symmetry round, 45-second round, comparison round, right there, and just prejudging. That's 3 times, right? So you would get to do 2 more classes, over 40, over 35. You've just done the experience. You got as many experience points as if you had just done 3 shows in 1 show. And if they do it where the prejudging is the same as the night show, where they just go straight through, it would go posing routines, and then it would go final comparisons, and then it would be pose down before you even move on to the over 40. So you'd be on stage 7 times before you get to over 40, 7 times before you get to over 35.
I was talking to an NPC judge, and he told me he thought I should cut down and try to go into classic. I'd have my best chance there, but I mean, I would definitely have to sacrifice some muscle.
Yeah,
it's bodybuilding, not body wasting.
So I'd have to get down to 220.
What's your last competition?
I was 237.
So as a super heavy, I don't know, man. If you're shredded super heavy, there are very little shredded super heavies. So you're usually up against a super heavy is not a full class at these these master level national shows. Just like at state level shows, there aren't even super heavies unless there's just someone who's fat.
Yeah, I think what was the DC Pro? We only saw 1, I think. Yeah.
You never see super heavies. Anybody who's able to get up to 230 pounds and shredded has already turned pro before they're there.
Yeah, probably.
They would have already won heavyweight class. If someone would have to come out of this, like an Andrew Jack that comes out of nowhere, has never competed, happens to be 300 pounds, shreds down to 250 shredded, and steps on stage and just wins.
Although I don't know if they have a super heavy division in the over 45. I think it's just heavyweight and up.
Well, then you're going to murder them because you're going to have 30 pounds on some of these guys because they're going to be coming in at 199, 200 pounds.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
A lot of men want to be called a heavyweight, and they will be fat just so they can be in the heavyweight class. Or they could have been a light heavy at 198, but they choose to be a heavyweight at 199 because it sounds cooler. And you're going to say nobody's that stupid. It's like there are people that are stupid.
I'm trying to look and see if they have the divisions up.
Because nothing's more embarrassing than being a lightweight, even if you're the lightweight Mr. North America. Believe me. Because that's all I would hear is lightweight, not the Mr. North America part. Chase is asleep.
Yeah, so it's Chase, when are we gonna get you on?
What? When am I going to go on stage? Yeah. I mean, I was thinking of doing Fuad's show. I think that would be cool to do the Detroit.
Oh shit! We can hang out. I'll be your backstage mom.
Yeah.
I'll hold your rice cakes for you or something.
hold your rice cakes and make sure all your tans touched up.
Is that a euphemism?
Your butt
no, this wasn't. It wasn't. I realized it.
Bro, your rice cakes are shredded.
Yeah. So that.
Well, it's
I
just
think that would be really
it's
cool.
an intimidate. Well, I guess it would intimidate pros. Or it's not a pro thing. Yeah, it's like you've got a pro who's with you, and it's like in my hometown that would actually mean something.
A little bit, yeah.
But
But yeah, that's in April. So I don't know. Do that.
I'm
See if I can
looking at
qualify.
Masters USA's. It is $550 per class.
Yeah, that's best.
Every class, even crossovers.
That's what it says.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
If you do it online, it's $400.
Wow.
That's still ridiculous.
So yeah, that's what it costs. So it doesn't say class. Let's see. It doesn't say classes. Like it just has like the weight classes. I don't know. Oh, here we go. 45. Yeah, there is a super heavyweight in the 45. Okay. So it's all the classes. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like trimming down to classic physique would be too much. I'd have
17 pounds of muscle? Fuck that.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
All right, let's do some questions. Enough talking about me. My favorite
You're
topic.
fascinating. You're fascinating.
There's so many.
I'm going on the Chase Irons protocol for prep, man. I'm stocking up on the Serostim.
Yes, I have heard the Barbie girl cover by Brojob. Yeah, and everything Brojob does is good. It's just they're fucking hysterical. Like the Incel Anthem is one of the best songs ever. I'm not a lyrics guy, but I'll actually read Brojob's lyrics. The Incel Anthem is amazing. And of course, I think Alex the Terrible covered Barbie Girl as well.
I have no idea who Brojob is. Never heard of him.
Brojob is extremely heavy deathcore comedy band.
All right, I'll have to check them out.
They're fucking hysterical. Like if you listen to the the Brojob Christmas album, it's got like Krampus on the cover with like a Santa outfit on, and they cover like Feliz Navidad and they sing it in Spanish in death metal. Like it's awesome. And they've got like they mock Wayne Newton's voice and shit like that. It's great.
All right, what do we got next here?
I did not get an air fryer on Prime Day.
Colin,
I'm so sorry to disappoint.
Somebody's gonna mail you an air fryer, and you're gonna be like, "How the fuck did they get my number?" And then
I was going
have
to.
So much fun in the box.
And then disaster struck in the form of glass peppercorn grinder that fell into my crock pot and broke the crock pot, and I decided to buy a new crock pot instead. And then I was like, man, fuck an air fryer, because I just bought a new crock pot.
That's a good question. What would be a priority, the air fryer or a crock pot?
I've been doing all my chicken in the crock pot right now.
I love it
because you don't have an air fryer though.
I know, but I don't feel like changing.
I feel like I use my air fryer more than
you're
my
like an
crock pot.
Amish person with his wagon. It's just like, I don't need a flying car. I've got this wagon and Gertrude. And then Gertrude just
I feel like I just got good at churning. Okay. Now you're taking that away from me. I feel like
Chase,
really refined my technique. Now I was like, oh, an electric churner. Great. The fucking Paul Bunyan of butter churning over here. Right.
Chase, how are you cooking that 8 pounds of meat you eat every day?
Yeah, how
8
you cook
pounds. The fuck? You don't
8 pounds of meat.
Do not eat
4
8 pounds.
No, I do 2
6
pounds.
pounds of
I do
chicken
2 pounds in the air fryer, 2 pounds in a pan.
Okay.
But it's like two
How much-
2 pounds of it is like chicken or turkey, and then the other 2 pounds is.
Are you one of those
lean
people
beef.
that pays a service like a celebrity, or do you actually make your own food?
I tried that stuff for a while just to make it like easy, but it wasn't good. Like I tried a few different brands and it doesn't taste it. It has like a weird, like salty like flavor, and then there would be issues
too.
where it would like show up super late when I'm like really counting on it, or it would show
Oh my
up
god!
and the order would be wrong. Like there would just be a shitload of salmon in it and then like nothing else. It's like, well, what the hell is this? So
Yeah, I could never deal with that. I'd want to kill those people.
I just didn't. Yeah, I got to the point where I just couldn't trust any of the companies. So I was like, fuck
Medication and food, you can't fuck it up. You have to do it right.
this. Yeah. So it was too much of a hassle dealing with that. 'Cause it's like you place your order like 10 days before that they're going to ship it or whatever. So it's like, then you have a recurring, right. So you have like a recurring subscription of that. But it's like, if you ever want to change your diet like the next week, then you got more food coming than you want. So I was just like, screw all this. And
It's a lag.
it's just, I didn't think it was worth it. So
How much meat do you guys eat per meal typically?
I do 225 grams cooked.
yeah, that's what mine is. Yeah.
Really?
220.
We're like twinsies.
Guys,
Well, you do the same. Everyone's doing 225.
I
except
do.
Collins do
200, 220. Yeah.
So when I'm not working with Blue anymore, but when I was, it was 10 ounces per meal. I was like, dude,
Holy shit! Man.
Whoa, that's
That's a lot.
280.
What is that in
280 cooked.
10 ounces.
What's that?
Yeah,
How much is
every
that?
single meal.
280 grams.
280
cooked.
grams?
Yeah,
6 meals a day or 5 meals a day?
7.
I'm
Shut
doing.
the fuck up. You don't eat what?
Yeah, swear to God.
What? That's like
insane,
7 pounds of cooked
No.
meat.
Fucking expensive.
Uncooked. It's 7 pounds raw would be like your, what do you call it? 5 cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't understand those super high protein diets, man. Your body literally is just turning that into carbohydrates, man. At a certain point.
I do think that having high protein has some interesting effect to the physique. It just like I can't explain that. I just feel more dense and like almost just like stronger in a weird way. But it's not like at a certain point I'm like, okay, this is kind of fucking ridiculous. Like,
Well, it could be due to the creatine that's in the red meat.
Yeah.
It could be the vitamins that's in protein that isn't in carbs.
right?
Now, what I found was, and this is bro science, so Icky Vicky won't like this, but I found that if I eat less than 300 grams of protein a day, I don't recover the same.
Yeah.
As if I ate through that, the whole 1 gram per pound body weight, where you're supposed to be able to get away with, I'm 200, like 200 grams, and you shouldn't be able to eat more than 50 at a time, and it's a waste. And you got to eat it 4 hours apart to get the leucine spike to reset. So that if it's every 4 hours and it's only 50 grams, it can only be 200 grams a day. What do you know? That's how much you're supposed to have, But if I eat more protein, I'm actually recovered. I won't be sore. If I don't, and I got that from Ben Kukulski. He's like, if you're not recovered, if you're sore all the time, eat more protein. And I was like, okay.
I do 1.25 grams per pound of body weight, so I'm like 320 a day, something like that. I just my old stomach can't handle more than that. Like if I did 10 ounces, my stomach would be so trashed. Guys, I just want to point out,
I have acid reflux all the time.
I want to point out that we've hit the big time because Jesus.
Oh shit!
Jesus is a fan of our show.
Oh,
hey, he's back. The added bonus is that Levrone is probably far more internally healthy than 98% of the guys from back then. I don't know what's this
taking
probably
6
talk.
months off. I mean, that's
Figured-
probably,
Jesus has spoken, people.
He only uses half the drugs because he only has half a year.
he says, I will not be seeing him soon.
The Jesus says. I feel like there's a Big Lebowski quote.
You know what,
in here.
Jesus? I got a question for you. All right, Jesus, riddle me this. It's like earmuffs. Like so
Todd.
if like
Is that how it works?
Trample
Talk, and
Todd.
he's like,
earmuffs,
Your Honor,
No.
Your Honor, my client clearly said earmuffs before embarking on this journey.
So if sodomy is a cardinal sin, and you go to hell for sodomy, that means that in order to get in heaven, you can't have sodomy. So that means nobody in heaven accepts sodomy, which means there's no sodomy in heaven. So that doesn't sound like heaven. So it's a philosophical problem there.
Todd, you're a deep thinker.
I feel like
So I use the
Jesus
word
left
sodomy
chat.
because of the YouTube algorithm won't pick it up as inappropriate.
Jesus
You're
is like,
deep
this is
thinker,
above
Todd.
my pay grade. He's out.
Well, maybe
Jesus probably
can-
isn't in here anymore.
Jesus
Yeah.
doesn't have an answer for me. Does that mean Jesus didn't go to heaven either? That Jesus
has
is
left
somewhere
the room.
else?
He left
He's
when
either-
Chris left. He's like, I'm
What
outta
if he
here.
never left? What if he's just been wandering around undead for thousands of years? And like he's probably the one who blesses Chick-fil-A, and that's why there's lines at Chick-fil-A.
Well, if you're still watching, please let us know.
Yes.
In other news, to
Also,
Now-
let
now
me
that
know. Oh yeah, go ahead.
go ahead, Colin.
No, it was stupid. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, if it's stupid, we got to hear it.
Jesus, I also want to know why they keep making Fast and Furious movies. That's all.
Right. Oh my God, because of family.
Another big news. We're hitting the big time. I've got the podcast up on Spotify and Amazon now.
Hey.
So
That means that regular people, while they're driving to work, will be listening to this. People who don't
I had
use
some
YouTube.
people say, please get it up on Spotify and YouTube because I can't stand having YouTube or Spotify and Amazon because I can't stand having YouTube running while I'm driving. So for you folks, we are now on Spotify.
Did
Does
you guys
anybody,
watch Oppenheimer? Not yet.
No, I might go today. Actually, I
Yeah.
was thinking about
That's a
it.
good idea. I should do that. I was going to see the Barbie movie actually because I hear that
I knew
it's supposed to be so woke that it's actually makes fun of itself. It's like overflowing with wokeness. It's like Tetsuo of wokeness.
Yeah, it's like parody.
My wife will make me watch the Barbie movie.
I don't wanna-
I'll catch Oppenheimer. I know it's probably best viewed in IMAX and all that. I'm gonna watch it on Couch Max.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't them just talking? Like, how much action is there in Oppenheimer that you need to see in IMAX?
I don't know, but didn't they like film it in IMAX? Like, in
Yeah,
the big deal?
No, I've
Yeah.
missed this.
Yeah,
It's supposed
Christopher
to be
Nolan
like a
films all his movies in
visual and
IMAX.
audio spectacle or some shit.
Did you
I don't know. I
audio
saw
spectacle
a
of them
video.
walking around in suits?
I saw a video of a guy who was in the theater watching Oppenheimer and apparently goes silent right before the nuke goes off. Sorry, spoiler alerts.
Oh, there's a nuke in the movie.
There's a nuke in the movie.
There's a nuke?
now
What?
it's like-
Oh shit!
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry.
Damn, Colin, you
I
ruined
I
the
thought it
whole
was
movie,
about
man.
the mutual
My
fund. You mean it's
foot
about
right
the
in my
Bob
mouth.
developer? Okay, that
Spoilers.
makes more
Shoot.
sense.
Spoilers, man.
this dude's recording and like you know in the theater you can hear a pin drop right before the nuke goes off and he's recording on his phone. Then he busts the loudest fart and everybody starts laughing at what should be like a very climactic
The
and
penultimate.
impactful moment of the movie. And everybody's laughing because of a fart. Anyway, that was the best thing I saw on the internet that day.
I wonder if Albert Einstein's wife is in the movie.
I don't know.
Is anyone else watching Barbie here?
Right.
My girlfriend went to see it and she was trying to convince me to go. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
good.
My wife saw it. I didn't.
Okay.
Christopher
Wow.
Kelly was asking me if I ever went to the Kevin Levrone Classic back in Baltimore, back in the day, Glen Burnie High School. Yes, I did go that. That was a great show. There used to be the DC Grand Prix too. We used to have a pro show here, but they don't do it anymore.
I feel like we're all little kids sitting around Paul's campfire as an old man.
I'm old as fuck, guys, man.
Or you're the
Paul's
old.
just a little bit older than me, fucker.
No, you-
How old are you, Todd?
I'm 44.
Oh yeah, I'm only 5 years older than you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? I don't know. You didn't quite meet the. Are you Gen? Yeah, you're Gen X, right? Yep.
Yes, I am.
Just barely.
That was 1 year.
Yeah.
79.
lucky you.
You're
saw-
lucky you. You're like, I'm a millennial. I hate myself.
Speaking of that, I saw something. It was talking about statistics. Oh, I probably shouldn't bring this up.
Go for
Here's
it,
a great
man.
one-liner for you.
I don't know if you.
You already opened up
probably
the
should.
Pandora's box.
Yeah, we had
No, it
Yeah.
said the percentage of Gen Xers that identify like in the LGBTQ, what percentage do you think it is?
It's like 17%.
They said 1%.
1%.
They said 1%. And something interesting about that generation is that they don't give a fuck what people think of them.
Huh.
Whereas
Definitely don't.
whereas the younger generation, I don't know what it is now.
65%, I think, is the LBG.
No, I don't. What was it? No, it's not that high, but it's 1 in 5, so 20%.
Okay, 20%
of the younger generation, and they're a generation that cares absolutely what everybody thinks of them.
That's what
Yeah.
canceling.
It's like
is
a
the
really
words are violence.
yeah, right.
Says
I don't know.
someone
I
who's
was
never
like, when
been
I heard
punched in
that,
the
I was like,
face.
"Are you serious?" Like, wow, that's.
I was talking to Colin. We were talking at the gym last night, and like I remember growing up, my dad's answer for everything. Like I had people get upset with me every once in a while because of emotional stuff. Like anytime I complained about anything when I grew up, my dad would always say, "Don't be a P word." That was his advice on everything.
It's true. Girls don't want
It's true.
Women don't want a pussy. They've already got one.
Todd, you can't say it.
Oh shit! Damn it! Why is that of all things on the forbidden word list?
It's on the forbidden word list, Todd.
But in the context, it's not about the genitals. Oh my god!
But that was my dad's. That was my dad's advice for everything. So that he would tell me. What did he tell me? To cry in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up faster.
So, like, are they going to make ice cream on the forbidden food list?
I don't know, man. Oh man, what do we got up next? What do we got up next on the questions, Colin?
See here. Samson wants to know if there's a
Delicious.
supplement for greater thermogenesis effect to make you sweat more during training.
Does that not look like the shop gym posing room there?
Looks similar to it, yeah.
Yeah, that
Carnitine.
make you sweat more.
Injectable carnitine?
Yeah, this
Or
is the
overdosing on insulin
Sweat.
will make you sweat.
You look at
Well,
that. Jesus, yeah, that will do that.
Like, that's a joke, son. Don't do this. All right, so gotta do warn people. Like, I'm kidding. So cayenne pepper is gonna, what do you call it? Aggravate your adrenal gland, and that'll release epinephrine. That'll make you sweat. People like
Yeah,
that
so just
stuff.
put it in your hair.
Or like
That'll
that's
do
why
it.
people dieting are putting hot sauce and mustard on all their food. It's the only condiment that'll burn like calories off as you eat it and your tongue.
Chris is messaging me. He said he won't let him get back in.
What if he uses his phone?
I think he was on his phone.
That's the trick.
It was hey,
Yeah.
I can't say what I was going to say because I know that they won't let me. But it's like,
Censor yourself.
I
Colin.
caught
Censor
myself,
yourself,
and
Todd.
I didn't catch myself at the word. I like just said the whole sentence gets removed. I was like, fuck.
Censor yourself, Todd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sweat
you-
more.
you-
I mean, I know injectable carnitine does
It's like having mittens for your mouth. It's
does
like,
that big time, but
You know,
I've never noticed that. And I
5 grams a
DMT,
year will do
right?
it too, right, Chase?
fine. I mean, honestly, like I really don't sweat that much, and like it's funny. My gym, I usually keep the gym side like 75 degrees or slightly warmer, just so that I do sweat more. But something ridiculous. I went to turn the air on in the gym yesterday, and the air wasn't working, so it was like 80 in there, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like it was really hot out here yesterday.
Blue collar bodybuilding. Jackie won the over under bet on Todd dropping a forbidden word at 45 minutes. So
well, actually, okay, we got to pick this apart here because we brought up lawyers earlier. I didn't swear, but I used a forbidden word because the P word isn't officially a swear word, I don't think, unless does the FCC dictate what a swear word is? Not religious people.
not on streaming platforms.
It's definitely a more derogatory way to say the word.
No way.
Yeah, come on.
I didn't know. No way. That is. Oh, well, okay.
It's
If
not
you're referring to the
exactly
body-
clinical, doctor.
Okay. I didn't know that. It's like because like for instance, let me put it reverse here.
Dr. Todd,
like-
OBGYN.
It's like penis is the medical term, but if someone says like,
What,
ew, your
wiener?
penis, that sounds derogatory. But if they said, oh, your C, that would sound positive. So I wouldn't see the slang as being derogatory. So therefore, it's like if you're like, I want to eat your V, doesn't sound right. But if you said I want to eat your P, it does. So in the context, it's not derogatory at all.
Well, I think that's really subjective. Like we need to have an objective body that's telling us, hey, this is derogatory. This is not. You know.
Contextually, it is derogatory. There's a reason why Paul's dad didn't say, don't be a vagina.
Well, in that context, well, I've said that before, and I thought that was more derogatory. If you're like, don't be a P word, that's kind of like bad. But if you're like, don't be a V word, it's almost like you're not just a P, you're like the clinical P that nerdy people say. Like
I'm with Betty
So
White
not
on this
only-
one, man.
Not only are you being
yeah,
you're a
P,
nerd too.
but You're a nerdy P. Calling someone a V is like a nerdy P.
We you know what, to get Todd primed up for good entertainment, we just need to have you sleep deprived for every episode, man.
Yes,
You need to go 36 hours without sleep. That's a requirement.
I'll either be happy or angry, and you don't want me angry.
No trend.
Well, I haven't brought up anything inappropriate yet either. It's just we're at words. But I asked God that question.
Yeah.
Oh, I just offended every religion because I refer to Jesus as God. I'm sorry, other religions. I was like, I just asked Jesus that question about heaven.
I didn't even.
I guess that was politically incorrect because what would he know, right? He's never been there.
He's never
All right.
used 18 IUs. How would you know?
This is one for the record books, folks.
Jesus of Nazareth never blasted 18 IUs. You heard it here.
How did he move the boulder then?
Hey, have you seen the strength that zombies have?
How do you know that Serostim
He
is
raises
laced
us
with
up
Jesus?
nonetheless.
How do you know that how do you know that Serostim isn't special and 20 grand a month because it's laced with Jesus blood?
that would
okay.
explain it.
No.
Necromancy.
Yeah. Anyone ever cook Angus beef patties in the air fryer? Yes, but not
Yes.
Angus beef. Wanted to try new ways to be lazy food prep chef this offseason.
Yeah,
I think
I've done
that I've done just ghetto Walmart beef in the air fryer because it's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's-
but I just throw it in there and in
Yeah.
like chunks, and it cooks great.
No, I make burger patties out of it. I'm not some heathen who just throws chunks.
Yeah, I just
of meat
fucking
my
throw
air
it in
fryer.
there. I
Just
chunk
like,
it.
Chase irons, the
I
caveman
take the
method.
package and I just grab bits and just throw it
Like,
in there, and then
Thought
fire
throw
it up.
meat on fire.
There's like an ogre. You just like club the cow over the head and then just claw into it and throw it into the.
When you
air
have
fryer.
all the edges like that exposed, then they all get like a little crisp char
This is
on
true.
them. So it's
This is true.
Yeah, you're a
Increases
smart man,
surface
Chase.
area for the Maillard reaction to take place. Am I right? Fucking gourmet Chase irons over here. Now, Brandon, y'all make me want to buy a fucking air fryer. Honestly, I know
You're a fool for not doing it, man.
You're
It's
a
not-
fool.
You're a fool.
I have
Fool,
three,
Colin.
I have 3 air fryers.
Mm.
3.
Todd, did you read
Three.
that? Did you have to look at that thread that I sent you on HGH?
Not yet, and I knew you were going to ask me, and I didn't do it. I should have.
You didn't do your homework.
I read all of Tanner's FAQ before my interview with him, and that was like my reading assignment for the week. I was like, my old ass eyes can't take this shit.
I did my
That
due
FAQ is
diligence.
not bad, is it?
It's
No.
good. It's just it was redundant, but it was supposed to be redundant. It's not like meant to be a book like we read
No.
through. But I was just like, holy shit, this kid spells it out. It's like he must be like a preschool teacher because there's steps that he thought of that I never thought someone would need to have to explain to them.
Well, he
And
does.
Yeah, I watched your episode with him. That was fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know anyone watches my shit. It was like
I watched it.
It's got 1,000 views, but I figured nobody actually watched it because like the one I just did, the episode 2, the average duration is 58 seconds. I'm like, people did not like this. They saw me in the Alex the Terrible mask, and they're like, "Fuck this! This isn't about bodybuilding. I don't want to watch this."
I did watch your interview with Corey though. That was pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
The whole 3 hours. That was so long.
It was long.
It was
She
good,
was like,
though.
I've got an hour, and I held her attention for like 3 hours. I was
Yeah, no,
like,
it's
holy
good.
shit.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Serostim was
Brandon's getting all the
responsible for
questions in
holy
today.
water.
Why don't we just
Yeah.
bring Brandon on instead?
Bacteria, static, holy water. That's brilliant.
We can talk
love
about
it.
it.
Moving on to talk about
So why'd you break up?
yeah, talk about
So what we gotta do is-
how he's gonna get in the best shape of his life because some dumb broad broke his heart.
Oh,
We got to give him some extra love.
You misogynist, you said dumb prod.
I mean, whatever, man. It's a fucking trigger for
Whatever,
me. Okay,
I mean,
have
every
PTSD.
one of us.
because of the dumb broad.
What's
and,
funny
and
is
so seeing dumb broads hurting other dudes makes me fucking have flashbacks. So fucking deal with my shit, world.
it was so funny though because every woman can say I hate men. And it's just normal. No one cares. If you say something like there's differences between men and women, then you're a misogynist and you get canceled.
Oh God, that's something else that I've been like, I got like down a rabbit hole of watching like women versus men sports and stuff.
Man, that is a fucking rat's nest, dude.
Oh,
Well,
really?
so
Thanks,
apparently
Tina.
a few months
Appreciate
ago,
that.
it was.
I'm glad somebody watched any of my
the
shit.
women's U.S. soccer team played the retired men of
I saw that.
Wrexham. It was 12-0 after 40 minutes.
No.
I was like, oh my God. Like,
Wait,
I mean, I didn't think
this
it
is
would
the
be that
14-year-old boys, right? The middle school.
No,
soccer
they had
team
like
beat-
50-year-old men on it too.
Oh, but there's
Yeah.
another one where they had the women's Olympic soccer team played 14-year-old middle school soccer team, and they beat them like 60-0 or something like that.
It was crazy, like actually seeing it though, because it's like, wow, the dudes are way faster. And like they weren't even, you could tell they weren't even like really like trying to kick the ball. Like all the goals were on the ground, like rolling in instead of like firing them in there. But it was,
Oh,
it was
I just
They're
feel
like-
like Bill Burr nails this on the head when he talks about like
Oh yeah,
women's sports. Like it's like no one's trying to be unkind, but like there are just it just seems like to say something other than how things are is a denial of the truth, and there comes a point where you just have to call it like it is, and like that's sort of
Well,
what
then-
Bill Burr does.
what did Bill
His
Burr say?
legend-
Hey, ladies, name your top 5 WNBA players.
Yeah, name the top.
Yeah.
Name your top 3 favorite WNBA teams. He's like,
No.
name the team in your
No
city.
idea. No idea. But then that led me to watching the McEnroe statement where he was like, Serena would be 700th if she was on the men's circuit.
Oh man,
Well,
and
McEnroe knows how
Serena
to
said
stir
that
shit up.
too.
Well,
He's
yeah,
always
I
been good
just-
at that.
But
She
and
was
then they
like-
like sat him down and they were like, really? And he was like, I mean, come on, guys. Do you want me to tell the truth or you want me to lie to you? Like, it was
He's a G.
so just crazy
McEnroe-
seeing those people be like,
I have a client call. I got to bounce.
All right,
Oh,
man.
really?
I
All right,
love you all.
Colton.
Tell them to fuck off. We
love you too, Colton. We're having fun, man. It
We'll
doesn't
see you guys
matter.
later. I
I'll
really
call back
appreciate
later.
it doesn't matter.
All right, man.
He's racing that
Yeah.
guy up to 18 units of Serostim. right now.
Serostim, yeah, that's standard
He's
protocol
like,
now.
he's gonna write him a diet that's got
But-
Barbie and lamb on it. It's
So,
like this is your
need to get
Chase
you
has
on the
forever
safe use
changed the
model.
bodybuilding world. He had the not
Yeah.
so safe for use model.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great case study that's inspired all of us that we're like, for fuck's sake, why am I not 280? It's like this is why. It's because I'm being conservative
Well,
and
it's
worried
inter-
about my organs.
It's true.
Like-
No, it has been interesting though, like making like content like geared around that because that's like the last 4 or 5 videos that I've made.
No pun intended.
And you start talking about that stuff, it's really interesting, like how many people come to you and share, like, yeah, I'm doing this too, and it's fucking great. and you just get stories of people like opening up about, what they're doing, what they've heard their national level friend was doing or whatever, and it's just it's just so not talked about at all.
It's awesome.
Well, I mean, I think Roman kind of confirmed what's going on when we talked to him.
Yeah,
you
no,
get
yeah, that's
great
another
joke from Roman.
Yeah.
And he made a huge improvement this year. So as we know, he told me the biggest switch he made was he doubled his GH. And then he looks completely different.
Did he double it before or after he talked to me?
Before you.
Damn it.
I actually
I'm
talked
not
to him
certain I saw
about
him
you.
mention that anywhere on social media, Chase.
I talked to him about
Oh my God, that
you
scoundrel.
before he was on this show. And and I was like, what? That's crazy. Nobody's doing 20. And then like, that's a myth. And he's like, no, I know guys doing it. And they said that you have to do it. I was like, that can't be right. And like then you like popped up into our lives. And I was like, all right, awesome. Roman.
Shit.
All right. Why is he doing 18 at night? He's like, because the manufacturer knows that people are too stupid and lazy to do multiple injections a day. They'll be lucky to do one injection a day. So they have them shoot the whole load at night. So they have to go through the kits faster. And I was like, well, okay, that makes sense.
Well, that thread that I sent you was talking about doing your full bolus shot pre-training, like 2 hours pre-training, and then getting in, making sure that your post-workout meal was like 4 hours after the shot. I don't know. It was a really interesting like fat loss protocol.
Oh, but that's a fat loss protocol. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like something I could do because my workouts are like 3 fucking hours.
Yeah. So I was going to see how that compared to stuff you read that Alex Kiko put out.
Oh, yeah. I have to.
Nicaragua.
Jesus of Nicaragua. Is this an identification or is this a question?
I don't know.
Like I am the Jesus of Nicaragua, or is Jesus?
We open up a can of worms, man.
I know it can. It's like he's anonymous too. It's like he's meaning us harm, and he doesn't want to get caught later. It's like,
no, I know that guy.
Let's see, somebody
still using Metatrope, Todd? Yep, I am. I'm up to 10 now.
Yeah, I use half Metatrope, half Serostim is what I'm doing.
I'm using 2 when I first wake up before fasted cardio, 2 post workout, and then I'll have 6 before bed.
I gotta pay for college for 2 kids, so I don't have the Serostim budget that Chase does.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it away.
Aren't they
throwing away money?
13 and 12.
What?
No, my daughter's gonna be 16 here soon. So
okay.
She wants to go to medical school. We're talking about going to a prep school to get her ready for that. So we'll see.
What kind of medicine does she want to do?
Psychology, whichever the one that prescribes.
Yeah, it's psychiatry. Okay, then yeah, that would probably be a good field because I think psychiatry, it's not like extremely, not that she's not smart, but it's not extremely competitive to get into psychiatry. Plus, if you're a woman, and this is going to come across as sexist, it's just being real. A lot of women want to have kids. And so picking a field where you can actually have control of your hours is better if you're going to be a mom, because you could work as little as 4 or 5 hours a week, or you could work as many as 40 hours a week, but you're not stuck working 60 or 80 hours a week, which isn't really conducive to having a family and having a career.
My daughter's the smart one. My son's the fuck off.
Okay, hope he doesn't watch this.
I think
I love him. He knows it.
I think your son is going to surprise everyone when he turns his fucking off into something profitable down the line.
Oh, he's exactly like me. He's funny. He'll post like stupid. He puts stuff up on YouTube. He'll put stupid Roblox streaming videos up, and he'll get like 20,000 views. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
it's just him screaming and calling people bad names and teabagging people and on games, and then he gets like,
how old is he?
12.
Oh.
I put all this thought into my videos, and he's in production quality, and he's getting like 10 times the views I am.
So your son will grow up to be me. Like the worst production, but like I always approach it like I'm going to be the Wayne's World of steroids.
We're going to get you fixed though, Todd. We're going to increase your production.
We're going to join the 21st century. No, like I've got it planned. I'm going to get StreamYard and Canva. I'm gonna have better thumbnails, not look like they were done like with crayons.
I would buy an album of just like if it was just like 13 tracks of Todd like just playing games on Xbox Live and like talking shit to people that he's playing games against.
I feel like
good
at talking shit.
If you should like make that and then like put that to like you have a friend who does like metal music, like put those two together, then boom, you've got a thing.
Did you hear the Alex Jones medley where they take Alex Jones screaming and they put metal behind it? So they turn Alex Jones like they're turning the frogs gay. It was like
I think I have heard that remix.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think I have heard that.
Alex Jones, or that girl in the front saying "I'm so fucking hungry," where like she's like, "I haven't had anything to eat all fucking."
Oh,
day.
I love that.
I'm so fucking hungry.
I love
Shut
the
up,
original
Squid.
Yeah,
it was like, and then they put death
oh my
metal
God.
behind it.
I remember when the original version
hungry.
of that video dropped, like, and I was like, I fucking love this girl. Like, she like speaks to me on a deep level. Like, I think anybody who's ever worked like food service or retail with just the worst hours in your life, you know, where you have to like open close or like, you know, and work a double and like you, and this chick, like she hadn't eaten and what was it, like 10-12 hours, and
It
she's
was 10 hours. I haven't had anything to fucking eat.
and all I want is Wingstop. What have you eaten today? I've eaten nothing. Just losing her shit on her friends. And I feel her on a deep and spiritual level.
There was a guy that took and made that into a metal song. He's playing his guitar with it.
That's what you're saying. That remix is fantastic.
Awesome.
I love that,
man. And then
all right, we got some GH questions, man. People want to know.
Here we go. More GH questions. I was gonna plug Kindercore, but stupid GH question. But what's dim when regarding GH?
Difference, I think you meant.
Oh. I did blue top, low dim.
A dimerization.
I don't know.
I don't use generics, so I don't pay attention to that.
This question is below.
Chase with his Marie Antoinette comment.
Sorry.
The
monocle.
If I recall correctly, the dimerization is the isn't it like the misfolding of the proteins, like where the proteins are bonded together? So like it's like
that.
Yeah, if I recall correctly,
I did know this.
I've heard people talk
probably
about
in
it.
Alex.
I'm like, oh, we're looking at generics. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, so it's the stability of the molecular structure, if I recall correctly. So like low dimerization would mean it's a higher quality. There's the proteins are high quality, if I recall correctly.
I mean, if this makes he's saying the black tops had no dimer. So it implied that they were the highest, which is what I always understood was black tops are always higher quality than blue tops. But they get to choose what top they put on it. So there's no incentive for anyone to put blue tops on their stuff.
And the difference between the tops is usually just brand or like the Metatropes. It's the how many milligrams of GH you're actually getting in the different colors. So
although like the mauve Metatropes, this most recent batch, 116 was 17 units, whereas in the past the black were 15. The mauves are off the charts. They used to be 11, then they went up to like now they're all the way up to 17.
Brandon's comment in there says,
"What's Brandon? Let them pinch in there. Yeah, let them eat bread." That's fucking perfect. I was just like, that is totally a Marie. I was like, this is a generic question. I don't do generics. I was like, I couldn't come up with a Marie Antoinette comment, but I knew it was what I was thinking. And I was like, I don't eat bread, but it's like, this is better. Let them pinch generics. Yeah,
oh boy,
very good, Brandon.
That's fucking awesome.
Ricky says she gets like that after she doesn't eat in 3 hours, like the chick yelling at Squid.
That's bad. You're hangry in 3 hours.
To that degree.
Holy shit! I would feel.
Don't fuck with Jackie.
Oh man,
just keep Jackie fed. Keep some fucking beef jerky in the car.
Have you ever had that? Oh, I've had that happen before. Where I'm like, I'll go on a first date, and then the girl will open up her purse and she'll pull out a Ziploc bag with chicken breast in it. She's like,
no,
and I was like,
it's only a Todd experience. I've never had
and
that
I'm like,
happen.
oh my god, That's amazing. She's like, yeah, I know how you men are. It's like you bodybuilders get hangry if you don't eat, or you start freaking out if the entree doesn't have enough protein. So I brought extra chicken breast I cooked for you. I was like, so I could order like a salad with a chicken breast and throw that on top and have 2 chicken breasts. That's brilliant. You're the best. I was like, that's it. Like she was already like, I'm already thinking about where I'm going to get the ring from after like first 10 minutes of the first date.
So
let's
if
get
you
this
wanna
other
land a
age.
dude like Todd, ladies. You got to make sure that you pull your meat out first date.
Bring your
Okay, if you
chicken
wanna
breast with
impress
you in
him.
your purse.
That's right.
That's how you win, Todd.
Tyler, just started my first cycle of Primo, and I haven't got any PIP or injection pain. Does this mean it is masked or something else? I'm
No.
mixing it with test.
No, you could just not be a P word like me. But I actually didn't mind the pain. I mind the giant fucking welt that you could see through my clothes. Like that's what I minded. It's like
I found like when I mix it, Ty's one of my clients, but like when I mix it with the test, like that's what I do, and it doesn't seem to give the bad PIP. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Nice.
sorry about that.
Let's get this other HGH equipment question in here by Robert Colin. Let's see here.
Do guys every cycle off GH? Can you give yourself acromegaly? Is it more about peak dose or dose over a long period of time? No, never cycle off GH. That's insane. Why would you want to start aging? Can you give yourself acromegaly? No, that's a myth. And is it more about peak dose or dose over a long period of time? Let me put it this way. If you could give yourself acromegaly, you'd also get a bigger dick. Now, do you care? No. So it's like if as all people had to hear is like if you use 30 units of GH and a ton of master on, your dick will get bigger. Then everybody would have
99.9% of men at that point, like,
yeah,
like I'm no longer
all their
concerned.
organs out.
I'm no longer concerned with the definition of acromegaly.
Yeah,
I will say
that word
this.
no longer means anything to me.
I will.
Once you big a dick, you say.
I will say this. I bought some fitted hats like 4 years ago, and they don't fit on my fucking head anymore.
So it's something I about that. Like, isn't the human head like always 10% of your own body weight? So like,
not if you got shit for brains. Oh, I can't say shit.
well, like if you weigh 280 pounds and you have a 28-pound head versus if you were 200 pounds, you had a 20-pound head.
That doesn't make any sense because you just
You
gained
put
40
fat
pounds.
and water on your face.
But you just gained 40 pounds. Did your head get 4 pounds heavier?
Yeah, 4 pounds.
GH definitely.
Where did you put 4 pounds of water in that head?
Wake up one morning looking like the Elephant Man. Like something feels different.
You haven't seen me after I eat McDonald's. I definitely, my hands have gotten bigger, man. That is there is no doubt about that.
My feet have gotten wider. They went from like a D width to a double E width, and then like they just don't fit in anything.
My I had the same situation. I bought a custom wristband for my Apple Watch like 3 years ago, and I hadn't worn it in forever, and I went to put it on, and I couldn't get it over my hand.
But the thing is, though, like he's specifically saying acromegaly. So if you look up like pictures of acromegaly, these people look inhuman. They look like gargoyles.
Yeah.
So
haven't grown any horns yet.
You had to file them down.
I got the GH horns.
They're just don't play. They're just blocked out because you got a green screen going on. You know they're there.
Does that work like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
filter. Maybe he's got a filter.
I got a filter running.
Yeah.
Movie magic.
Movie magic.
Oh, I just thought of a great joke I can't say because it's you two. Oh,
Todd.
All right, guys, I gotta wrap this up soon. I got things to do, check-ins to get to, and
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I think you need some sleep, Todd. You're
why were you up
happy.
so late?
I was excited about this podcast and I just couldn't sleep. I missed you guys so much. I know, but what it is my body is ready on Saturday for this. It's not ready on Sunday.
That's fair. Yeah, I thought it was yesterday too, and I was like, I'll set up my computer and everything on time. I know it's late today, but I was on time yesterday when I thought the podcast was happening.
I moved it for Chris, and then his internet crapped out.
Oh shit! we made
gotta-
accommodations.
You got to
for
check
the
with
new guy.
people. Just like give them just a quick ask a few questions. Like, are you on Wi-Fi? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we'll get him on again when Chris has a better connection.
Wait, aren't you the producer, Colin? Isn't that your responsibility?
I don't think anybody's designated. the
I
producer.
don't know. I think we'll start talking titles maybe like once I no longer have like trash bags and cat pee pads on the bed behind me.
No. But you look
in
look
studio.
Like, you look like tech support. Like
Yeah, no,
like,
could if I had known like that he was having a problem and I had like his contact information, could I have helped? Yes. Would I have?
Oh man. All right, folks. Appreciate you watching. Take care.
Thanks so much.
Later.
Deuces.